Here, trying to record it on Zoom. Hey. Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Patterson, and we are live today addressing shortness of breath. Many people have these symptoms. We were just talking about how you don't have to be overweight to have the symptoms. Many people have these, especially since a few years ago when COVID showed up. I know that one of my symptoms when COVID came about was having shortness of breath, and I ended up having to breathe out of a nebulizer. I had no idea what was happening to me. I'm with my friend, Meghan. She is an herbalist, a business owner, and a holistic health consultant. And she and I will be discussing why you're having shortness of breath and what to do to fix it. So, hello, Meghan. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good. So we were discussing the other day about shortness of breath and why anybody has them and what is it that their body is missing and causing these issues. Could you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I think for me, I had shortness of breath. It was part of my mold illness journey, like that, like air hunger. I couldn't catch my breath. Like I wanted to breathe in more than I could. Going up a flight of stairs, like forget it, like out of breath completely. Like I used to be a runner. So like I ran a half marathon, like let me just catch my breath here. And I honestly thought that that was a thing to stay because I work in a building. My other job is, and I have to go up 2 flights of stairs, and I'm still 4 years after healing, dealing with that shortness of breath. And so what I came to understand and realize is that our vitamins and minerals being off can really contribute to that feeling of not being able to catch your breath, specifically B vitamins, B12 specifically. So I had to figure out how to fix that. And that was one of the symptoms that I thought was kind of here to stay. Or maybe it was because I wasn't working out as much because I stopped running. So like I thought, well, of course I'm winded at the top of the stairs because like I'm not exercising. So I'm like trying to catch my breath every time I walk up a flight of stairs. But I started Purium about September will be a year, so 10 months ago. And within I would say a month that had completely resolved. And I was like, I wonder why that happened. And then started like really educating myself on why that would happen and why I wasn't absorbing vitamins and minerals. And so it's super interesting. We absorb everything in our small intestines, all of our vitamins and minerals, those little microvilli that are in our digestive system. Their job is to like move all the food along and to absorb nutrients and to protect the gut lining. And when we have glyphosate coming in, it kind of like makes this film over all these little microvilli. And then they get so much film on them that they can't stand up and they look like a shag carpet of waviness. But they can't do their job where they're standing up and pushing the food along and absorbing those nutrients. And so then we're not able to process those vitamins and minerals in our body. And so for me, I really understand that taking the biomedic and sweeping out that glyphosate was one way to help me absorb those B vitamins more naturally. And then the other thing was that our green shake is just filled with all of the beautiful leafy greens that are just abundantly packed with B vitamins. So interestingly enough, that completely stopped for me with just those two things. So it's very interesting. And yeah, I know a lot of clients like that I work with that tell me that air hunger or shortness of breath is one of their symptoms. They're thinking like it's circulation and it's cardio and it's so I have to explain like what is actually going on in the system that's causing the shortness of breath and how we could fix that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Being in cardiovascular, a lot of my patients came to me with shortness of breath. And a lot of people think like shortness of breath, it's somebody who's either a big time smoker or someone who's extremely unhealthy or overweight. And that's not usually the case. I always had many people come to me with shortness of breath, and sometimes it had nothing to do with the heart, and not knowing and understanding. Um, what else is like, missing. Like you said, it could be the folate deficiency, like an anemia.
Yeah,
Or
B12 and folate anemia.
yeah, yeah, and then you don't think about those things, right? When you're having shortness of breath, you go straight to, either your lungs or your heart. And earlier we were also talking about, like, sometimes I have patients that come in with breast implants, and they're coming in there because they're having shortness of breath, and they're not understanding exactly why. And I love how you explain that most of the time, the anesthesia is the cause of the deficiency with the B12.
Yeah, if you're having surgeries like or a surgery, like you should probably be supplementing a B. Like there's just not enough way to get that in through just nutrition. And so supplementing a B vitamin, a like complex B with 12 and folate in it, like would do so well with not having to experience that after the surgery. And it's just not supplementing over a long period of time, but just a short period, just so that that's all being replenished.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't think about those things. You don't think about vitamins and minerals being a part of these symptoms. And it's really good to put an awareness out there, those people who are having these symptoms, and look into like what's missing in your body. What are you deficiency with? Like, and it's got to be with something that has vitamins and minerals. And why Purium is so good, because everything that is in that kit and everything that we do have really, really gives you all the minerals, the vitamins, and the proteins that you need for your body. And like you said, if somebody had surgery, this would be such a great tool to have to fully recover. My husband didn't have surgery, but he did have motorcycle accident, and he had multiple injuries. And the first thing I thought of is I gotta help support him, and what can I do? And I was thankful that I was already introduced to Purium, and so we started implementing it into his diet. And he did change his diet. Actually, he works for a hyperbaric doctor. He's a hyperbaric oxygen technician, and they have pharmaceutical people come and bring lunch all the time, and sometimes his lunch are not the best. And so he actually stopped eating those food and just now eating fruits for lunch, and nuts, and his shakes. He's also taking the joint flex because he had his joints and ligaments ripped off of left
Yeah.
his left shoulders. And after a month, he is back. Is like he recovered so quickly. The doctors thought that he couldn't work for 6 to 9 months. Um,
Yeah.
this truly like helped his body like replenish and rebuild, and it's just been such a blessing to watch that he's actually able to move. And it's funny because the other day he likes to work on his Jeep, and he carries everything that's heavy because he thinks he's Superman. But I was like, don't do that because of your shoulders. You don't want to, mess it up. And of course he did. And he comes in, he's like, oh my God, guess what I did? I picked that up all by myself and blah, blah. I mean, it weighs a ton. It's what do you call it? It's one of those things, the bottom of the car, but an axle, I think it was. Yeah, it was an axle.
Uh,
But he was so proud of himself because he thought that he would hurt and harm his shoulders and it would be painful. And he was like, I can't believe I did it. I mean, we're about what, 2 months out, 3 months out now since his accident, and he's just feeling like a Superman again. So, you know,
Yeah, it's amazing. The body wants to heal. It wants to maintain homeostasis. It wants to have all those vitamins and minerals. And when we take out the thing that is blocking the healing, the bad food, or we're sweeping the glyphosates out with the biometic, like our body just wants to be amazing and do amazing things. So
yes,
so
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's just that he's so amazed by it too. And I was like, okay, keep taking your joint flex, keep taking your
Yeah.
dose, because it's truly, it has a lot to do with nutrition. And everything that we have symptoms of comes from our gut issues. And we don't think about that. They always say, like, your gut is your second brain, right? If your gut is out of whack, you're not, your body's not able to talk to your brain to tell your brain what to do. And
Yeah.
our brain's just sitting there just waiting for the electrical,
Information to
communication,
get
yeah,
there.
to
Yeah.
happen, and it's not coming through, you know, the right way. It's gonna just do whatever it wants because you're not telling it,
Yeah.
giving it all these different, like, connections. So, yeah, the first
It's
thing.
so interesting. I have this form that all of my clients fill out, and it's called the Optimal Nutrition Questionnaire. And it literally, like, do you have this, this, and this? Like, group, there's probably 2 or 3 pages of groups of questions. And just from that, we can tell, like, where we need to be focusing on getting nutrients in because of what the body is doing. And, shortness of breath is on there, and not sleeping is on there, and eczema, and like it's all of these things that, like, we kind of might think are normal, or we're just going to be dealing with the rest of our lives, or I'm just getting older, the
Mhm.
things we make excuses for. And it's funny because I usually have people take it home, but when they fill it out here, they'll be like, well, I do have poor night vision, but I'm in my 60s, so it's supposed to happen. And we, like, make all these excuses for, like, why these things are supposed to be happening, when, like, if we had all the nutrition we needed, they wouldn't be happening at the rate they're happening, you know? So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has a lot to do with nutrition. So fuel your body with
everything.
the right nutrition. Like I said, I was I before PRM, I've always been organic. I've always been very mindful of what we ate. We never ate fast food. I don't drink coffee. Like, I drink mushroom drinks, and even that, I felt like I was missing something, or my hormones were imbalanced, and I was not going to tell myself that that's just how it is because I'm 43 years old. You know what I mean? That's just, no, I shouldn't feel
Yeah.
this way because I am only in my 40s. I should still feel great. And I mean, I've seen healthiest 90-year-olds come in as my patients, and the first thing I ask is because they're very limited to what they eat outside, that they're constantly fueling their body with water and fluids, no smoking, no drinking. And I mean, their hearts were just immaculate. And I always ask, and it always has to do with diet, what they're putting in their body. And I have, like, people in their 20s that had, like, the worst heart, and I'm like, what's going on with you? Or the worst liver, and what are you eating? What's going on? It's the American diet that they're on.
Standard American
And they
diet.
have this
Yeah.
fatty liver, and they're having issues, and they're having more and more problems. And it all starts with the gut. So fix your gut. We have the solution. We have microbiome that truly, truly helps regenerate your microvilli. And that's what absorbs all the nutrients and the minerals out of from your food. And if that's not working, then nothing else is. So, yes, that is our magic.
Got my
Yeah.
little biomedic over here. I always keep it. I will tell you, I've had people come in that were like, I'm not sleeping. My anxiety's through the roof. I'm bloating all the time. And then, like, 6 weeks later, they come in, they've been on the biomedic, or a week later, they come in for their second consult. They've been on the biomedic a week, and they're like, I'm sleeping beautifully. My anxiety's down. I'm not bloating. I'm like, this is fantastic. It's just great. It's a great product to, like, get that gut going in the right direction. So. Amazing.
Yes. That's why I love the Ultimate Lifestyle transformation, because it starts you to get your gut where it needs to be, and it fuels your body with all the minerals and the vitamins that it needs. And then like 10 days out, you start a parasite cleanse. So not only are you fueling your body, but with with the biomedic, you start that from the beginning. You're already detoxifying your body. And when I say like detoxifying, you're supporting your liver and all your organs to actually detoxify these waste products. Now, if your gut is not healthy, your organs are unable to flush out these waste products. So they stay with you. Like you have gallbladder that's sludgy. Oh, why? Because your diet is really, really bad. And then now you have to have your gallbladder removed. So these are so important. So you have to like really make sure that you get your body set for a parasite cleanse. And I actually completed mine. I'm almost done with my ultimate lifestyle transformation. I'm almost on my 30 days, I think, in a couple of days. And it was so subtle. There was no pain, there was no like cramping, I was just so surprised.
No running to the bathroom. That's not
No, no,
happening.
not at all. Actually, I was
That's a
happy
big
because
question I get. Like, will I be in the bathroom? No, you
yeah,
won't.
that's the
Not like
first thing
that.
you think of, right? When you think about detoxification and parasite cleanse, you think about like, oh my God, I'm gonna end up going to the bathroom all the time. And it has nothing to do with that. I was actually really happy to start that parasite cleanse because it helps with your bowel movements. And I was having trouble in the beginning and I was constipated. I was like, I don't know what's going on. But once I had that parasite cleanse, it really helped release some of that stuff. And I was really happy. I was like, oh man, it's done now. I like taking this
Yeah.
because I felt so much better. I felt great after doing that. And no parasites yet came out, but I will be
Not
doing,
that you saw.
I know. But, so we do the parasite cleanse for 10 days. And then for 20 days, we give our body time to heal some more. And we're continually taking that biomedic, which is, helping again, continually detoxifying and supporting your livers, your kidneys, your all your organs, that really flushes out all these waste products, on top of getting glyphosates out of there, getting all the toxins and chemicals that your body does not need to hold on to. And while you're doing this for the next 20 days, you're also fueling your body with, all the minerals and the vitamins. And you don't need any other vitamins out there because it's already giving you 100% of what you need. The reason why we have to take extra vitamins even after eating so much organic or whatever it is because our food doesn't have the full nutrients that you're getting. It's depleted from all the nutrients. So you're probably getting 20% of the nutrients from the food that you're eating, which is why you need more vitamins. With with Purium, you don't need that. You don't need anything. I mean, I've said it many times. I haven't put anything on my face. And I used to have really, really dry skin. If I don't put anything, my skin starts peeling off. That's how dry my skin was. So I had to buy all these products to really like do the toner and all that stuff. It's been since
Yeah.
March and I have not put anything in my skin. And I mean, my skin is so soft and so nice.
It is, isn't it? So
It
crazy.
feels
So
so
many
good.
friends have been like, what are you using on your skin? And I was like, I'm drinking my stuff. Like, I don't, it's
Yeah.
the
So,
best skincare routine I've ever had.
So after the 20 days of being fueled and all that, I do another 10 days of parasite cleanse, and I'm excited to see what that brings, since that's the second, you know, dose. And I know like the first, it kind of like shakes up everything in there. I believe that the second dose will definitely get them out. So I'm excited about that. And we're also, my entire family is going to start on the crack cell chlorella to take out heavy metals out of your body, including everything else that doesn't need there. So I'm super, super excited about that. And I was so happy to hear that my kids can take it. Anything that kid can take or pregnancy can take means that it's good, it's pure, any products that says, oh, children cannot consume, or pregnancy, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, talk to your doctor, make sure that every ingredient here is good for your body. So when it says that warning, I cannot. I cannot
Yeah.
have anything that says your kids cannot have it. So I want something that helps me and I can actually hand over to my kids. So anyway, I know that you have to go. Thank you so much for your knowledge and your,
Thanks
sharing.
for having me. I love our Thursday meetings. I will see you next week.
Yes, we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.